Wait a minute. So you're telling me you've been visualizing, meditating, affirming, scripting, whispering into the void, doing every manifestation technique under the sun, and still nothing's happening? You feel like you failed? I get it. But what if I told you that you didn't fail? Not even close. Congratulations, you've completed your training. In fact, what you think is a failure might actually be the beginning of something much more powerful. You are on the brink of revolution. Well, at least your personal one. So stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why your manifestations not working is actually greatest gift, and you'll walk away knowing how to reconnect with the true source of your power. And when you realize what it all seemed to fail, we discover a beautiful state waiting for us. A state from which bliss, love, abundance, and fulfillment naturally flow to us, and our desires begin to manifest effortlessly. Hi, I'm Marta, and welcome to my channel. This is the video of the series Manifesting But Make It Make Sense, where we debunk common misconceptions about manifestation. So check out the playlist for more. It will be somewhere here. Let's be real. Most people start manifesting because they want something. A relationship, more money, a better job, peace, a new car, you name it. And you were probably told, just focus on your thoughts, think positive, change your assumptions, use this one technique, affirm it, embody it, imagine it. And boom, it will show up in the 3D and you will be fulfilled and happy. Congratulations, you're a master manifestor now. Here is your certification. But when it didn't show up, you probably thought, I must be doing it wrong. You started doubting yourself. But you weren't doing anything wrong. You were just approaching it from the ego, feeling like you'll be in the control if you fulfill these simple steps. And this is also what people reaching out to me when they ask for help, ask me, give me a procedure, give me some steps I can follow. And that's okay. We all start there. It's part of the process. But here is the truth that changed everything for me. You are not a conscious creator. You're a conscious selector. That means you're not trying to make something happen. You don't create anything. The creation is finished. You probably heard that before. Everything you want already exists right now. Every version of a person, every version of the event. You're just not aware of it yet, so it doesn't appear in your experience. And that shift from creating to selecting through awareness is what actually opens the door. But first, you need to work on how to increase your awareness to be able to select what you want. The real trip is this. Your desires are not wrong. They've never been wrong. They're not too big. They're not unrealistic. They popped up in your mind for a reason. They're for you and are meant for you. Through them, you start to pursue life and you start to expand. And you have them because your fulfillment includes them. But chasing them through endless effort, that's where we lose ourselves. That's why you're feeling more anxiety now than before you found out about manifesting, and why you're now on the verge of burning out. Maybe you even had a thought, oh, I wish I never found out about manifesting. It's exhausting because the ego turns your desires into a performance. The ego has one goal, to survive. So it shows you a problem without offering a solution because it doesn't have one. It sends you on a fool's errand, chasing something you can never truly get. And when you come back exhausted and in despair, the ego pats you on the back and throws in a new idea for you to try. Here, try this. This will save you. This will definitely work for sure this time. The solution, a task to work on, a new method to try, a new technique to execute until you're blue in the face. Another item on the to-do list of becoming better or worthy, because ego wants you to believe you're incomplete and something to fix, something broken. But what if your desires were just mirrors, guiding you back to who you really are? They are not here to make you successful and a master manifester. And there was never something to fix, something broken about you. You are perfection, and you've never been wrong. Your desires are here to make you aware. So let me guess, you've tried everything and still feel stuck and tired of pretending you're fine when you're actually anxious and a little numb inside. That's good. All of this is good because that's the moment when you say, I give up, I can't do this anymore. And that's when the real magic begins. You know how they say that repeating the same action over and over again and expecting a different result is insanity? And if you keep trying with new technique or with the same one but reimagined, improved execution, you're repeating the insanity. Repeating the same steps or being stuck in a loop is a sign that you haven't truly said enough. You're clearly not as tired or as frustrated as you claim to be because you haven't broke the cycle yet. You keep wasting time on the same things over and over again. That means that you're not as fed up with that as you think you are. Break the cycle, surrender, and chase what ignites your soul, your passion, and what really truly brings you joy. All those failed manifestations and techniques lead you to this moment when you leave it all behind and start focusing on yourself, on your true self-concept. It's not about controlling your reality. You are the reality. It's about remembering who you are and choosing from there. You are making a choice every single moment. So always notice who you are being in the particular moment. And that tiredness, that burnout, it's not failure. It's a tipping point. It's awakening. First, I implore you to take a break from manifesting content, videos, books, techniques, and get into the practice, the experience. Because these teachings aren't conveyed by words, even the most carefully selected ones, by people far smarter than me. These teachings are experiential. And until you start the real practice, you can only fool yourself that this long-lasting fulfillment can be achieved by more money or your SP coming back to you on their knees. So start with your body. Can you feel it? Can you feel the breathing? Can you relax it? Even just 10% more, because you can't access joy, abundance, peace, anything if your body still thinks it's in danger. So regulate yourself first. Comfort your nervous system. Your human needs you. So accept what you're feeling. And then when you don't feel on the edge anymore, you can move on. But this is your priority. So that's step 1, okay? And then step 2 is the most important one. Observe yourself and get curious. Be like a scientist observing nature. Watch where your mind goes. What triggers you? What brings you joy? Focus on yourself in moments of stillness. For example, during like a 15-minute meditation every day, where you place your attention on awareness itself, noticing the silences between thoughts. That awareness will lead to self-discovery. You'll start to know exactly what you want, what your true calling is, and you will find more courage to pursue it. This daily practice increases your awareness day by day. You become more conscious. You could even say you're leveling up in consciousness, if you will. You'll begin to notice things you never noticed before, so subtle sensations in your body, recurring thought patterns, or how your environment reflects your inner state. You might be walking around in the place that you've been thousands of times before, and then you're like, was this tree always here? You just see more things. I should probably also make a video on how to recognize signs that your consciousness is expanding, because there are clear signs, so stay tuned for that. It's an important one. And this is the only self-concept you truly need. That I am, awareness of being. It's your true nature and the very reason you can manifest in the first place. When you're rooted in that awareness, you realize you're the one with everything already within you. There is no real separation between you and the world, between people, things, and experiences. Reality is a mirror. It reflects your inner state. And over time, you naturally carry this practice into your daily life. It becomes like a walking meditation, catching your thoughts as they arise and choosing not to follow them, and instead just resting in the quiet spaces between them. And without your attention, those negative thoughts begin to fade. And step 3 is to go to your imagination. Not to get something, not as a technique, but to feel. Feel what it's like to live the life you love. How it feels to be that person. What's your favorite part about that life? Be curious and feel it real. To be in that state of awe, bliss, peace, fulfillment, freedom, not for the outcome, for the experience in the now moment. To make the feeling so familiar that you can bring it back anytime, even with your eyes open. In a difficult situation somewhere, to help yourself and not identify with the undesirable situation, thought, or emotion. Because that state, that feeling, that's you selecting a different version of reality. And then step 4, with all the awareness that you've gained, your true nature, and the end goal clarity stated and experienced in your imagination, with the feeling so familiar that it's your second nature at this point. You can walk around and ask yourself in moments of doubt or having some strong reactions, who am I being? Who am I being when I react to things? Who am I being when I notice the lack in my life? You bring back the familiar feeling of who you are instead. The I am, peace, bliss, fulfillment, abundance, freedom, the source, the divine consciousness. And when you focus on that, selecting that instead of identifying with the mind that tries to trick you in this moment and make you spiral back to the previous version because it also wants to survive. And that's all you need to do. And that's why all those techniques and manifestations seem to have failed, so that you can come back to this realization, this practice, this truth. And if you think that finally getting what you want will fix you, then test that. Look back at your life. There was something you wanted so badly once, for sure. And now you have it or had it, and it probably feels kind of ordinary now. So did it fulfill you forever? And isn't this what you think that will happen when you get your current wants? No, it did not fulfill you in the past, and it's not going to fulfill you in the future, because the 3D is always changing, and relying on the 3D for confirmation, for fulfillment, is just asking for trouble. Fulfillment doesn't come from the outside. It comes from your awareness of being. It comes from within. And that is the only self-concept that matters. Your I am. Awareness is always aware. That's your constant. So if you feel like you've failed to manifest, you haven't. Your failed manifestations were the exact path that brought you here, to this awareness, to this moment, to this realization, to this version of you who's no longer chasing, but awakening. But it's not even a different version. It's just you more aware. Every desire, every technique, every frustration, it all worked perfectly and served its purpose. Just probably not in the way you expected. It helped you to flip, to lose your patience, to abandon the old self who was focused on doing and feeling badly. It was never about getting. It was always about remembering and surrendering. And you're here now. And if you reach to the end of this video, to this moment, comment below, I am all there is. I'll be happy to see a comment like that. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that this video will help you. Comment below with your biggest takeaway for others to learn from that as well. Subscribe to my weekly newsletter, Self-Love Letter, and explore some other free resources in the description below. To take my free quiz and get customized tips on manifesting blocks based on your result, comment below, I want to take the quiz, and I'll provide it to you. And these are the videos that YouTube think that you should watch next. And remember, you are brave. You are loved. Be kind to yourself. Bye now.